When I took over as chairman of the Senate Finance Subcommittee on International Trade and Global Competitiveness, I saw two major opportunities to promote trade as a way to create good-paying American jobs. The first was to grow exports and to make things in America, add value to them in America, and ship them around the world. The second was to tap the opportunity for jobs in green tech and clean tech. For example, just this morning, the Oregonian, our statewide newspaper, had a headline, and I quote here, "Clean tech drives Oregon venture capital to highest level since dot-com era." Obviously, private sector investors see opportunities in this space. And the fact is, America has a cutting-edge advantage when it comes to green energy and clean technology. These are technologies we have developed in our country with raw materials found in our country. And this is not an outdated industry suffering from new technological advancements. The global market for clean energy technology, particularly solar, is rapidly expanding. The estimates that my subcommittee has put together suggest that the global solar market has nearly quadrupled in just the last 5 years. This ought to be a tremendous opportunity for American producers. American solar operations should be rapidly expanding to keep pace with the skyrocketing demand for these products. Plants ought to be expanding. But that is not what has been happening. Instead of growing to meet the new demand, the American solar industry has been collapsing. In just the last 18 months, 7 U.S. solar plants have shut down or downsized their operations. Instead of Americans finding new jobs in a growing industry, our people in an economy just full of economic hurt are being laid off. As my subcommittee has found, there seems to be one primary explanation for this. That is that China is cheating. What the Office of the United States Trade Representative, the United Steelworkers, and my subcommittee have found, this is collectively, is that China has been providing massive direct subsidies, tax preferences, preferential loans, land deals, and export credits to help Chinese producers of solar panels rapidly increase production and exports. The World Trade Organization requires members to report their domestic subsidies. China fails to notify the World Trade Organization of government intervention in its solar industry. And as the U.S. Trade Representative has found, the subsidies that we know about appear to be actionable subsidies that the United States can employ trade remedies to address. Now, I realize that there may be some in the audience who say at this point, so what? Doesn't the United States subsidize its own industries too? Yes, to some extent. Every country looks for ways to make its products more competitive. The United States, however, has committed to playing by the rules. The United States is committed to playing by the rules when it comes to government procurement, for example. China does not. While the United States looks for ways to help its industries be more competitive, the scale of the subsidies that the Chinese government is providing its industries and the country's apparent focus on exports violate the fair play rules of the global trading system. The difference between the United States solar industry and China is that the United States wants to compete with China. We just want a level playing field. China, it seems, wants to win by keeping its competition off the field altogether. If we don't take action, China can be successful. Between just 2006 and 2010, the import of Chinese solar cells and modules into the United States has increased by over 1,500% at subsidized prices well below the market rate. China's global share of exports is rapidly expanding at the expense of practically every other leading producer. Last month, I wrote the Obama administration and laid out the trade remedies that the administration can pursue to investigate and take action against China's unfair solar trading practices. Today, the United States solar industry is making use of the tools that it has to force China to play by the rules, and I am here to support that. I believe the administration should be taking action, but the U.S. solar industry cannot sit by and just wait for more debates and more discussions. If the U.S. solar industry is going to survive what appears to be China's deliberate effort to put them out of business, actions need to be initiated now, and I'm glad that SolarWorld is taking the initiative. Let me wrap up by saying it's my hope that the Department of Commerce will quickly initiate an investigation and take steps to give the U.S. solar industry the level playing field it deserves to compete with Chinese manufacturers. That is all that SolarWorld is asking for today. They aren't asking for government handouts. They aren't asking for special consideration. They are asking for a chance to compete on a level playing field, and government policy ought to give them that opportunity.